You're either with us or you're with the enemy. That's clear.
Since the beginning, Pakistan and America have always had a strenuous relationship. Ideological, cultural, and most importantly, religious differences build the basis of this complicated relationship. Still, over the years, both have been dependent on each other in one form or the other. America's policies or agendas might have been secret, but their intentions have been pretty clear throughout, which was to follow their national interests and emerge as an economic, political, and global superpower. This, of course, provides them with the freedom to interfere and comment on global issues and sovereignty of other nations. The British concept of divide and rule holds true for the US as well. They used the guerrilla warfare of the Afghan Taliban to initiate the demise of the Soviet Union and emerge as the only superpower. Pakistan serves as the primary incubator of the Taliban, a fraction of the Afghan Mujahideen who took refuge in Pakistan during the Soviet-Afghan War. Pakistan was also one of the two countries that maintained diplomatic ties with the Taliban regime. But as ironic as it may sound, this very own creation of the Americans came to haunt them in Afghanistan after many years. Now, if the attacks of 9/11 were staged or not is another discussion, but the US invasion of Afghanistan in 2001 led the world into a mess called the War on Terror. Terrorist acts have existed even before that, but this opened the door to global terrorism in all its forms, sweeping the world with this wave of Islamophobia and fear. The US abruptly stopping Pakistan's support after they had achieved their goals in the Soviet-Afghan War only proved that they were not going to indulge into helping a country unless they were getting something in return. After 9/11, Pakistan was given an option to either fight with or against the US in the global war on terror. So Pakistan closed its eyes and stepped into this field of mines. Under the leadership of General Pervez Musharraf, Pakistan had to play a key role in the global war on terror. Supposedly being a US ally in the war, but often accused of supporting Taliban and Al-Qaeda presence in its northern provinces, Pakistan had a difficult role to play. Pakistan's nuclear ambitions have probably stopped the US from intruding into Pakistan openly, as it could also bring the dawn of a nuclear war on the table. Although Pakistan joined the war on terror, Pakistanis didn't. The general perception in our society has been that we are not fighting our own war. The killing of the Taliban by the Pakistani forces is considered as an anti-Islamic act, as the Taliban are Muslims too. To the majority of the Western countries though, the word Islam has become synonymous with terrorism. This presents us with a dilemma where one solution satisfying all parties is very hard to find and leads to mistrust, misunderstandings and prejudices against each other. The Pakistan Army has deployed the majority of its armed forces on the western borders to fight extremist forces. Many operations have been conducted in the span of 10 years in our tribal areas, leading to numerous army and civilian casualties. Although the US has been trying to portray itself as being threatened by extremist acts, it is Pakistan that has suffered the most. Countless suicide bombings and bomb blasts have shaken the major cities of the country again and again. Images of scattered blood and human body parts and breaking news headlines has sadly become a very similar picture. Still, ignorant analysts from the West focus attention on the ISI, Pakistan's intelligence service. According to them, the ISI has been suspected of supporting jihadist activities against Afghanistan, which would serve Pakistan's strategic interest in quelling potential Afghan power. This not only sounds absurd, but against Pakistan's national interest of stopping terrorism and achieving stability, to pursue economic growth and rebuilding of important infrastructure required to progress. It is the need of the hour for us to focus us on our national and local interests. We, as general citizens, need to understand that there is enough foreign interest in our country to distract us and use us as a proxy against other countries or powers. We need to unite and need to get hold of our emotions, which often force us to fight our fellow brothers in the name of religion or race. Extremism of any kind leads to nowhere. If we find extremists among ourselves, we need to guide them and make them realize that use of force is not the cure for anything. Our governing powers and the armed forces also need to rethink the strategy towards extremist forces in our own tribal areas. We are a sovereign nation, and any kind of intrusion from other powers, be it the Taliban or America, should not be tolerated. And as the only Muslim country in the world with nuclear capabilities, we need to set an example in the world, not with power or force, but with our pure thoughts, actions, and the way we conduct ourselves as exemplary Muslims, so that we emerge as a proud and stable Muslim nation.